All right, what's up, fellas? In the true name of Barstool Sports fashion, the morning show, Wake Up Mintzy, is now an afternoon show. But hey, the beat rolls on. Excited about it. Shout out Kate and friends. Roan.com. We've got a lot of great morning content for you. So we're going to sneak on over to the afternoon, and Moody and I are still going to deliver you the picks you're going to want and need for DraftKings. And Moody's super hot, too, with the home run picks. But a lot of fun stuff going on. We got Will Furniss, the star Ole Miss first baseman. Interview on here in a minute. Love catching up with him. The Rebels got super hot in the SEC tourney. Beat Florida, Arkansas, and LSU before losing to Vandy in the SEC championship. Game 3-2 Sunday. NCAA baseball tournament starting on Friday. Can't freaking wait. I love the college baseball tourney. I think it's even better than the college basketball when the seedings and regionals came out yesterday. A lot of stuff to get into with that. And just a lot of life stuff been going on here lately. Had a huge Memorial Day weekend. Went to ACDC Soldier Field. Super fun to see those legends out there. Kind of bucket list. And then I went and played the Destroyer, tried to come back and play an $1,110 poker tournament at Ameristar East Chicago over the weekend. And man, I'll be damned. I had some chips after dinner and was doing really good. And then I lost a pot for like $250,000 on I had pocket jacks on a queen jack 4 running to pocket queens for the chip lead. So I was a little deflated by that, but life's good. Super excited about everything. And NCAA tourney Friday. A lot of stuff going on at Barstool as always. We got Stool After Dark tonight. I'm on with Tate and Smokes and Kadick, and we've got a crazy run-in weightlifting challenge. I don't know what the hell I'm getting into tonight, to be honest. But, as always, super excited about it, and we'll do the best we can. At least I've been running a ton lately, and that's a super, super positive. But, yeah, all good things. NBA playoffs, huge win for the Thunder last night to get up 3-1, winning by Minnesota, but winning by 2, and SGA went completely off. Looks like the Thunder are headed to the finals. Game 4 tonight in Indy, Knicks Pacers, Stephen Shea and Memes, and we sent a little crew over to Indy, so the content should be really fun from Indy tonight after the Knicks came back from a 20-point deficit to maybe give themselves a shot in this series. So looking forward to all that. Liam Blutman doing French Open streams as always. But yeah, just a lot of good energy right now. It's still too cold here for summer though. I don't understand the damn. It just, you wait all year for summer in Chicago. We're in late May. And it's still windy and cold, which is ridiculous, but it's still going to be a great summer. Very pumped about the NCAA regionals starting Friday. I'm going to make Oxford Saturday, Sunday for the Ole Miss regional, and so I'm really pumped about that. And just DraftKings, as always, has the college baseball odds to win the national championship up. Been taking a look at that. Some of the favorites are LSU, Arkansas, Tennessee, Georgia, but a lot of anything can happen in baseball. And Arkansas and Tennessee getting paired in the same super regional, I thought was pretty amusing. But we're about to air. Excited to air this interview. We have Will Furniss, the Ole Miss star first baseman. He had a home run against his dad. His dad was an LSU legend, Eddie Furniss, who I watched when I was a kid on the Gorilla Ball teams, and it was really cool to see Will hit a home run against LSU in the semifinals of the SEC tournament, and has been a big leader for this team. And we sat down with him earlier because he has practice right now, so we're about to air that here. We've got the interview with Will Furniss, and then Moody and I are going to hop on right after. Into the Rebs going into last week into the SEC tournament in Hoover, outside the hosting line, probably number 17 or 18, might have needed to win 3 games, or definitely needed to win 2. And Ole Miss beats Florida 3-1, beats Arkansas 5-2, then shuts out LSU 2-0, and then fell in heck of a championship game 3-2 on Sunday. But man, I gotta feel like the Rebs riding a little high this week, huh?
Yeah, for sure. That was a blast, man. We knew we could do it, and we just had to play well. And it's been the mantra all year: shower well, and just play well each and every game, and don't really focus on the outside stuff. So obviously we knew we had to win a couple to host, and I think that was the end goal, obviously. But I think we just took it one game at a time and played really well. It was fun.
Well, all right. So a lot to get into with this season. I want to actually go back to last offseason because this is, I believe you're a junior, right? You're your third year?
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Okay.
junior.
So, obviously Ole Miss had the magical run to win the title in 2022. Had a pretty rough 2023. Last year, had a shot to make the tournament and then just had a bad weekend at LSU at the end.
Mm-hmm.
And then I remember seeing a lot of articles about you talking about staying at Ole Miss in this transfer portal era and you meeting with the team and everybody saying, like, we're going to stay. We're going to do this. What happened?
I don't know what happened, honestly. It's kind of like it's just a thing that happens now in the portal days. People, I think the Cape is kind of scary in that aspect because people can get into people's ear and all this stuff. But honestly, if you want to leave this place, you need to leave because this place is awesome, and I think we needed a team of guys that really wanted to be here. If you didn't really want to be here and want to win for the town and want to win for this university, it's kind of hard to do that whenever you don't have everybody that's bought in. So it ended up working out for us just because with people leaving and a bunch of money from the Grove freeing up, we were able to go get guys like Mitchell Sanford and Isaac Humphrey and Ryan Mormon and Will McCausland and all these guys that we have from the portal that have been huge helps. I don't think we get those guys if some of the guys stay. So I think it honestly worked out in our favor. At the time we were all like kind of nervous, like what's going to happen. We just lost some really good players. Got a new pitching coach coming in, so that's exciting. And we kind of it really credit to the coaching staff. They did a really great job. Developing the guys that we already had, as well as going and getting the big guys that have we've had this year out of the portal. They've done a great job too. So I think that was just a huge win by the staff by going and getting our outfield and Foley. I mean, he's been huge. That was a phenomenal portal get.
Man.
Yeah, that was a phenomenal portal get. He didn't play at all really at Kentucky. The coaches saw something in him that we knew we needed a catcher, or at least another catcher because Campbell we needed at least two. You can't just go through the whole season with one catcher. And Foley's been awesome, man. They really struck gold on him. So they did a great job recruiting that portal class. I was really impressed with that.
Well, I was, before the year, Ole Miss picked to finish 14th in the SEC. I was pretty high on this team. I really thought going in, I thought they'd get back to the NCAA tourney. I did not think they were going to the rest of host a regional. I had us as like a low 2 or a high 3 seed coming in. I thought, getting Hunter Elliott back after 2 missed years as a Friday night guy, I knew that would be a big boost, and I thought we had, enough around him. Speaking of Hunter, how about the season he's had? I know he kind of had it. He's been unbelievable, especially the last 6 or 7 weeks. And what is just having that Friday night ace? You've got a really good chance to win every time he steps them out. That has to just bring a lot of confidence to the team.
Yeah, it's awesome, especially like that Hunter Morris 1-2 punch. I mean, if you get a lead in that game at all, or you score runs, like if that's as an offense, our goal in the Friday night game when we're facing the other team's best arm, we know that Hunter's going to give us a really good game and give us a really good chance to win. So if we put a couple up on the board, it's really relieving because it feels like 3 runs in those types of games are like a 10-run lead. I mean, it's just so hard to score on those two guys, and them two have really given us a huge boost. And then Riley on Saturday has done amazing too. I don't really know how he only gave up 2 earned, and against Arkansas, and they're one of the best offenses in the SEC. And one of those earned runs was because our outfield collided, and I don't think they would have scored if if that ball would have dropped and neither of them would have collided. That one run wouldn't have scored because I think he went strikeout, fly out or something. And so that run wouldn't even have scored. So I mean, he's done an amazing job too. I think our whole pitching staff has honestly got hot at the right time. That's kind of what you need going into the postseason. And man, they've done a terrific job at the right time. And I think it's going to continue into this next week. Doing that against the best offenses in the country in the last 4 games, and now we're going into a regional. It's kind of tough not to have confidence after that outing.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And then you're talking about the pitching staff. Joel Mangrum hired from the Guardians organization, and just what happened in Hoover was just, I mean, it was unbelievable. I mean, obviously, you throw Elliott and Mason Morris and Spencer and shut down Florida 3-1, throw all your top guys, but the depth of the staff was what blew me away in Hoover. I mean, held Arkansas to 2 runs, and then Saturday, LSU, very powerful offense, 2 hits in the whole game. And Cade Townsend, you throw a freshman, goes 4 2/3 scoreless, lights out effort from the bullpen. I mean, and even on Sunday, I mean, Vandy scored 3 runs. I mean, to allow 6 runs total against Florida, LSU, Arkansas, and Vandy in the SEC tourney. I mean, just like mind-blowing effort by the pitching staff. And then the bullpen, the depth in the bullpen is, you got to feel confident. Not just Mason Morris and Spencer, but it just seems like Mr. McCausland, I mean, we're just running out tons of good arms.
Yeah, it's awesome, man. I mean, they've. I was wondering how we'd respond in a postseason type atmosphere and under pressure and all that, and it's really, really exciting and promising to see our pitching staff throw like that in big situations and not just just pound the strike zone in those types of situations. So it gives me, and I know it gives the rest of the offense a lot of confidence and us winning games.
Yeah, well, okay, I got some stuff to ask you because obviously your dad Eddie, I grew up in Louisiana watching that Gorilla Ball era because that was when I was like 13 to 16. So I mean, I was dialed in watching all those games.
Yeah.
You hit a home run against LSU on Saturday, and I mean, I tweeted about it. I was like, I can't imagine how special this is for Will hitting a home run against LSU against his old man's team in the SEC tourney. Was that kind of a cool? I mean, how cool of a moment was that for you?
Yeah, that it was really cool. I don't know. I grew, so I don't know if anybody knows this, but I'm sure people know this. But obviously, I grew up an LSU fan because my dad went there, my mom went there. I went to Omaha in 2017 and watched LSU. They got beat by Florida in the national championship game. But I've just been an LSU fan from when I was a little kid, and then now obviously I'm definitely an Ole Miss fan. But that was a really cool moment. Not just because it was LSU. Yes, it was really cool because it was LSU. But hitting a home run in that park. In that park, especially backside, with in the semifinals that was a cool moment. Especially, it ended up being probably the difference just because our staff did so good. I didn't think it was going to be the difference. I thought we were going to have to score a good amount more, but our staff did a good enough job to keep them at 0, and so that ended up being a difference. So I thought that was a really cool moment. It's definitely one of my top moments here.
Oh yeah, now you've had kind of a flair for the dramatic. You've had a lot of clutch hits this year. That Governor's Cup to win it, but it seems like you've done pretty well in some pressure spots.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, well, actually, Murray State team coming here back in the very early in the season, we walked them off, and in the 9th, it was me. I had the 2-run single to tie it, and then Fed hit a single to win it. So that was pretty cool that team ended up matching up here in the regional.
Yeah, no doubt. What did your old man say to you after the game, after the homer against LSU?
After the home run, nothing much really. We had to go. Me and Coach B had to go on the SEC network show, and my dad was sitting there. He was recording it, even though he couldn't hear anything. He couldn't hear us from over there, but he was just proud of me. He's a really supportive dad. He's really positive in everything, whether good or bad. And he was just one of the college baseball's greatest hitters ever. So
no doubt. I'm telling you, I watched all those games. That Gorilla Ball era, man. I mean, it was
crazy.
And they kind of almost like changed the bats and stuff after it.
Yeah,
So
they did. He was in '98. I think they changed it in either '99 or 2000, but he was one of the last teams ever to swing the unregulated NCAA bats before they went to Beezer bats.
yeah, no, those LSU teams, man.
Just mashed
Yeah.
them
So
all.
when you were considering colleges, what did you think about going to LSU, or did it? Obviously, Bear Jones is your age, so maybe that had something to do with it. What was
Yeah.
your recruiting like?
Yeah. So it was really early. I think I may have committed to Ole Miss before Bear Jones committed to LSU. I'm not really sure, but it was. I mean, I got recruited my freshman summer going into my sophomore year of high school. So uh, I got offers from TCU first, and then it was Arkansas, and then Ole Miss. And my top two were Arkansas and Ole Miss. So I knew after I got those that I really didn't need to worry too much about the rest. I just wanted to go to one of those two. LSU never offered me. They recruited me a little bit the year before, but just kind of stopped reaching out. And I don't think I would have gone to LSU anyways, just because I don't know. I didn't really think it fit me. And that was my dad's whole thing. He was like, I
No, that
understand.
makes sense too. And also,
Yeah.
if you'd have gone there, you have to live up to like one of the greatest
Yeah,
hitters of all time.
for sure.
You know?
Yeah, no, exactly. But I think it was just Ole Miss was a better fit for me. This place is awesome, and that was my dad's big thing. He was like, you don't have to go. Like, I don't want you to feel like you have to go somewhere because I went somewhere. Like, you're different than me. And if LSU or Arkansas or Ole Miss or wherever feels like a good fit, you just go where you want to go because this is your. This is your life and your career. So he made sure that I knew that he was going to be behind any decision that I made, and I chose Ole Miss like pretty much like right after they offered me. Coach B said something that kind of stuck with me. Uh, the night before I committed, he said that when my head hit the pillow, I would know exactly where I wanted to go, whether that was TCU or where Arkansas or wherever it offered me. And he was just saying, just go with your gut because more than often more oftentimes than not, your gut's correct. And I was going to sleep, and he was right. Of course, Coach B's always right. But my head hit the pillow. I was like, I really like this town, and I really like the coaching staff, and I really like how great all their fans are. And I was like, all right, I'm gonna go tell my parents that I'm gonna commit to Ole Miss. And I walked into my parents. I remember this very vividly. I walked in my parents' bedroom and I told them I was going to commit to Ole Miss. And my mom was like, "You decided really fast. Are you sure?" Like, I don't know. I don't know about like you. I want you to make sure you take your time to make the decision. And my dad was like, "Nope, that's awesome. Let's go. Let's call the coaches tomorrow morning." So my mom was a little nervous that I decided so fast because it was a big, how moms are. It was a big life changing decision, but and she wanted to make sure I thought it through. But no, she later told me whenever I first got to campus, she was like, "Well, you chose the right place. I love this place too." So
Awesome.
it was awesome. Yeah.
That's amazing. It's actually crazy. Well, obviously, Coach B was a catcher at LSU, won a national championship with Ben McDonald. There's more Louisiana players on Ole Miss's team than LSU. There's a big.
Really? I didn't know that.
They were talking about it on the broadcast.
No way. That's crazy.
But there's a pretty big Louisiana influence because of Coach B.
Yeah. My dad actually, Coach B coached my dad when he was at LSU too. He was the third base coach.
Man, that's wild.
Crazy, huh?
Full circle of life. Well, turning the attention to this Ole Miss regional, some fun matchups in this thing. Georgia Tech won the ACC regular season. Drew Burress might be one of the best hitters in the country, All-American outfielder. They can really hit. They were extremely pissed off, I saw on the selection sheet, that they didn't get a chance to host. Western Kentucky had a great season in Conference USA, winning that title. And then, you mentioned Murray State. Ole Miss played a really good, tough game against them in extra innings. It seems like there's a lot of good offenses in this regional.
For sure.
What do you think about it?
I thought that my first reaction was our pitching staff just shoved against the best offenses in the country. We got LSU and Arkansas, which Arkansas is debatably the best run scoring team in the entire country. And I don't know. I just have a ton of confidence in my pitching staff. I don't think that any offense can beat them. Like if you can shut out teams like Arkansas, LSU, Vanderbilt, and Florida in the SEC tournament the week before. There's no reason you can't do the same thing against, team offenses that are, yes, they're good, but I don't think they're good as, Arkansas, LSU, and Vanderbilt. Like, they're just not. So I have a lot of confidence in my pitching staff. I know that Hunter's going to, throw some, just a gem as always. He's just different in the playoffs. He's different in June.
Five and 0 in the 5-0 in the NCAA tournament.
Yeah, exactly. Like, and when it's like a .6 something ERA, like he doesn't even allow a run he doesn't even allow a run in 9 innings. Hold on, Ribby. Hey, stop. Sorry, my dog was trying to get on the.
Your dog's name's Ribby, like RBI.
Yeah, yeah, like RBI. Yeah. So Hunter's just different in the postseason, and it seems like all of our pitchers are different in the postseason. They've just been lights out. So I think our offense is going to score. We always score at Swayze. That's one of the big things, big advantages of us being at home is we score a lot of runs at home, and I think that our pitching staff, now that I think they've gotten a lot of confidence from this last week. We just went to the championship and arguably the best tournament in the country overall, even tougher than the NCAA tournament. So I think that gave us the confidence we need to just go through this regional, and one game at a time. Obviously, you can't overlook anybody. So I think beat Missouri or Murray State on Friday, and then Georgia Tech, and shoot, who knows, Western Kentucky. They've been pretty good. They might surprise the world. And I know Georgia Tech hasn't really. I don't know if I remember that somebody had said. Now I don't know if this was true or not, but they didn't really play anybody.
They had some the Georgia Tech thing. Yeah, they won the ACC regular season, but they didn't play Florida State or North Carolina, and they lost the other top 3 ACC teams they played. They lost the series. And
exactly.
They just swept and beat the crap out of the bottom of the league.
Like Boston College, Stanford, all them. So I mean, they're good. Don't get me wrong, they're good. But I think this regional. I mean, every regional is hard. But in my opinion, if we were to face these guys in midweek games or on a weekend series at the beginning of the season, we would all be expecting to beat them. So like it's not like you're having a really, really just elite team that you're scared, not scared, but you're a little nervous to play in a regional. We're excited to play all these teams, and we're definitely good enough to beat them. We've shown that. So as long as we play like we have been and just prepare well, get ready for the games, take care of our bodies this week leading up to the games, I think we have a really good chance to win.
Yeah, I don't envy Coach B's situation when it comes to the regional strategy thing, because he's got a heck of a decision on his hands with whether to throw Hunter Friday against Murray State or hold him for Saturday for a potential winners bracket game. And I feel like it's darned if you don't, danged if you do, because you can make cases for both. So
yeah, for sure.
Obviously, I don't think he's said anything what he's going to do yet, but
yeah,
everybody's talking about it in the fan base.
Yeah, we've got more of an advantage, I think, than other schools, just because we have kind of a wild card in Mason Morris. If we start somebody on Friday and they don't have the outing they wanted and it's a close game, we can just bring Morris in and he can shut it down really quick. And then if Morris doesn't do it, we can bring McCausland in. That's the perks of having a good bullpen is you're never really out of a game if your starter doesn't do well. So I think no matter who we start, we're going to put up runs. We always do at Swayze. And then, worst comes to worst, we use our bullpen in the first game. You win the first 2, though. It's really tough.
Game, it's all about winning that second game.
Yeah,
you win that first 2.
And it's so tough. Yeah, it's so tough for just pitching staffs that go through the bottom, the losers bracket. They have to play so many games, and by the time they get to the championship game, their staff's already depleted. And if they win that first, even if they win that first game, they've got even a more depleted staff for the Monday game. And winning the first 2, I think, is the first priority. But winning the first one, you got to win 1 in order to win 2. So I think that's our first priority. We got to not overlook Murray State and take care of business there.
Murray, like I said, I think it helps actually that Ole Miss had that thrilling game against Murray State midweek, because that'll help. They'll not take them lightly.
Yeah, for sure. That was the midweek challenge, and like Coach B says, and it definitely was a challenge. They're a good squad. They're not pushovers. Nobody is in this tournament. So we're ready. We're excited. They've guarantee you they haven't been in front of a crowd like Swayze's going to be on this weekend. So our atmosphere is going to be electric, and they've never played in front of that. So it's going to be a fun game. I'm excited.
I might as well use this. Me and you have been DMing all year, trying to get me down there. I'm coming this weekend.
Let's
I'm
go.
super pumped. I'm just so excited. We got a lot of former players coming. Justin Bench and Peyton Chottier are coming up there too. We're gonna do it. We're gonna do it really big. We got some big plans of Grove Collective. Then we get announced the next couple of days. There's talk of a big Saturday bash,
Awesome.
and I'm getting a pretty wild birthday party for a 40.
I love
I guess
that.
you only turn 42 once.
Yeah,
So,
exactly. Yeah, you only turn 40. You only have a birthday in Oxford in an Oxford.
I mean,
regional.
it's the best. I actually, I've done regionals there before for it. But,
yeah.
Super excited, man. Saw the economic impact for Oxford hosting a regional is $25 million for the town.
That's awesome. I'm glad we could do that for the town. It's gonna be it's gonna be buzzing in Oxford. I'm ecstatic.
This is something I'm sure like you can't think about as a player, but I'll just say what I was thinking as a fan. When I was watching the selection show, I was literally because it came down to 50-50 if Ole Miss was matched up with Georgia or LSU in a super. So it was down to just those two choices. And I mean, who knows what's going to happen? But I wasn't upset that it wasn't LSU.
For sure.
That was and Georgia's a great team, but like the LSU, Anderson and Ianson in the box, I was like,
yeah, no, exactly. It's tough. It's tough to play at the box, and they play well at the box. So, I mean, obviously, if you can pick and choose, you'd prefer not to go to an SEC regional, SEC Super, anyways. But if you had to choose between LSU and Georgia, just based off atmosphere and I guess program aura, I don't know how to say it. You choose Georgia. So, that obviously favored us, but we got to win. We got to win this weekend, and like we will. Yeah, for sure. For sure. We got to win this weekend. Take care of business this weekend, like we know we can, and then plan for the next week. So, hopefully, who knows? Duke's a good squad. That ballpark flies. They have a good offense. I mean that no regional is safe. There's always upsets.
That's in college baseball.
Exactly.
That's what makes. I always say this, that the college baseball postseason is even better than college basketball because, I mean, even like you look at the Tennessee team in 2022 that people thought was the greatest team of all time, and then they lost that super regional.
Exactly. Yeah.
Arkansas did the same to NC State in 2021. Man, anything can happen in baseball, and that's what makes it so great. And,
even Arkansas last year, Kansas State.
Yeah, there's 30, and also there's 32 games scheduled for Friday and Saturday, and like
exactly,
ESPN does that squeeze play. That's like the NFL red zone for college baseball during the tournament. And it's the greatest thing ever.
Yeah, I mean, this is the best time of year. It's the best time of year. Just win.
Heck yeah. Well, I'm sure the vibes out. School's out in Oxford, but I'm sure the vibes are still really good, man.
It's fun.
I'm telling you, I've had my phone out. I got people I'm going to see this weekend I haven't seen in 10 years. I mean,
that's awesome.
Everybody's coming.
I love it. I'm so excited. I cannot wait. It's going to be, it's going to be awesome. It's going to be awesome.
Heck yeah, man. Well, Will, I just want to say thanks for giving us some time this morning. I appreciate it. Obviously, I know you got a busy week. As far as this week goes, obviously you don't have school. Is it just like practice? Like what's your week look like?
Yeah, no school. We've been out of school for the last, I think, since before we went to state, if I remember right. But just practice. We're getting after it. We got practice at 2 today. A little bit of a lift after, and it's I think it rained yesterday, so we got tarp pool here in about an hour. So it's a lot more fun to practice whenever you're hosting a regional this weekend. So we're getting after it. We're making sure we're primed and ready. Just getting mentally and physically prepared for the weekend that's ahead for sure.
Awesome. Well, I will see you in Oxford this weekend, 7 o'clock. So 3 o'clock Friday, Western Kentucky, Georgia Tech, Ole Miss. Murray State, 7 o'clock, Swayze Friday night, man. It's going to be sold out.
Oh, yeah. Oh, man, it's going to be fun.
Man, I just y'all brought so much joy this year. I mean, it's just, I hope y'all feel loved and appreciated by fans.
Oh, we definitely do. It's fun.
This year, it's been so special.
Yeah.
It's the best. And then also the softball. We got to give some love to the softball
I know.
team.
Exactly. They've done phenomenal things too.
Dude, the softball team was picked 15th in the SEC, and our baseball team was picked 14th. And they're both,
yeah, it's a good time to be an Ole Miss fan, and the fans deserve this for sure. After the last 2 seasons we've had, they deserve to have an Oxford regional just as much as we do. So, we were doing this as much for the fan base as we were ourselves. So this is a treat for everybody. It's going to be fun.
Heck yeah, man. Well, it's going to be rowdy in Swayze this weekend.
I love it.
I'll be rocking out in my tent. We have like a tent in the left center field flagpole.
Okay.
We always go out. We have like a crew of like 60 to 80 in this group.
Okay.
I'll be out there. I'll be out there trying to catch one of your fly balls.
All right. I got it. Yeah, I got you.
All right. Thanks to Will Furniss, Ole Miss starting first baseman. Good luck in the Oxford Regional, and I will see you this weekend.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Hey, bud, you're back.
All right, we're back. Wake Up Mintzy. Thanks to Will Furniss, Ole Miss first baseman. Really enjoyed catching up with him. Good dude. Big leader on the Ole Miss team as they get ready for the regional as a 10 seed. Moody, how we doing?
What's up, brother? How we doing, man?
Doing well. In the true Barstool fashion, the Wake Up morning show is now at 4 p.m. If it wasn't asked backwards, it wouldn't be Barstool Sports.
Yeah, and also in Mintzy fashion, you waited until like an hour before we were going to do the show to even tell anybody that we were going to do the show. So it was all very fitting in Mintzy fashion, no doubt about it.
That's also true. That's a fact. But I enjoyed catching up with Will. Thought it was cool. Moody, hadn't seen you in a little bit. How we doing?
Doing good, man. Everything's good. I'll have a lot more. I won't be asleep when I come in here if we're doing.
No, I love the afternoon thing. I think it's gonna be great.
It's so much better for me, bro. I'm just such a night person. I'm a night owl. I've been that way since I was a little kid. I'm never gonna change probably, and I would be a zombie when I would come in here at 9 a.m. So I'm happy to be doing this in the afternoon, and I have a chance to kind of go through some of the baseball stuff and actually have something to talk about rather than just coming in here and just winging it essentially.
No, love that. Well, Moody, you've been hot with the home run parlays all year. I noticed the win this weekend, they were real down. I saw on Twitter.
I didn't. I was out of town, so I was in Texas. I couldn't bet. So fortunately, I escaped this weekend. Saturday and Sunday were the lowest 2 home run days of the season. One of the things that I was looking at, and I kind of shared this on Twitter, was the amount of home runs versus expected home runs. And so what expected home runs accounts for is wind, park factors, air pressure, all of those things. And for some reason, home runs are down like 22% on the expected home runs, or actual home runs versus expected. The dead ball is in play right now in Major League Baseball. There's no doubt about it. And there are people out there that have shared some other information where they think that the Yankees have different baseballs than the rest of the league.
What?
There is multiple people that seem to think this. We may go into that deeper at some point, but there is a conspiracy theory right now in Major League Baseball that the New York Yankees are getting different balls at home, especially than other teams around the league are. There are numbers to somewhat back up that conspiracy theory. I'm not ready to adopt that conspiracy theory just yet, but I'm certainly not ready to shut it down either.
All right. Well, that's very interesting. Well, as always, DraftKings, our partner for the home run props. You've been crushing them this year. I know you've hit 3 over 100-to-1 parlays, which is literally insane because that's like what you're trying to do in an entire season. And you've hit 3 already, and here we are, not even past mid-May. You got anything cooked up for today?
Yeah, so today, and by the way, shout out to DraftKings. They've got a DK no sweat bet today on the home run parlay, so they've got you. I think it's $5 back. Early in the year it was 10. I think they've come down to 5. But shout out to DraftKings. They've been doing a better job with their promos around baseball. They're doing the $1 million King of the Diamond promo like once a week, it seems. That's been awesome.
Dude, the Pedro Pages guy, whoever that guy is, only 12 people want. 12 people won $83K each. That was the craziest thing I've ever seen.
And you know, the wildest thing about that is they had to use that within a week. So you can't really sit around, you know, and wait on maybe some of your favorites throughout the course of the year. Maybe you're an NFL guy and you just happen to run into this. Well, now you got to burn it on the MLB or NHL, you know, NBA playoffs, whatever it was. So talk about a week where you're just sweating your ass off. I think a lot of people would probably try and find over unders or, you know, money line, whatever, spreads where you're going to come out even and you'd cash out 30-40K. But one of the guys actually had enough balls to put one of his $5,000 bonus bets on Reese Hoskins to homer at 4-1, hit a home run in his final at bat of the game, cashed him out 20K off that 5K. So shout out to that man for having the nuts to pull the trigger.
Dude, that's wild. 83,000, man. And having to bet it in a week, like I can't even imagine the rush that would be. But we love our partners at DraftKings. Just all kinds of fun stuff with the home run props. The king of the diamonds can't miss every week.
Yeah, so let's go ahead and throw this together. These are my 4 favorite guys to homer tonight. I have a couple more that I'll put out on my Twitter. These are my 4 favorites. Let's start with the king right now. It is Shohei Ohtani. I also like Freddie Freeman in this game, but Ohtani just hits the ball in the air so damn much, and he hits it so hard, it's difficult to stay away from him. I've got him at plus 180 as the first leg on this. He's going up against Tanner Bybee. Bybee allowing 1.75 homers per 9. He's allowed 3 homers this season on his 4-seam. Lefty slugging over 550 against that 4-seam. And Ohtani's hit 10 home runs this season against right-handed 4-seamers. He's going to see a 4-seamer in this game. You can assume he's going to hit it in the air over 100+ miles an hour. Good chance that Ohtani goes yard tonight, and the odds obviously indicate that as well. Ryan O'Hearn, a guy that I think he's hit 8 homers this year. I think I've been on 5 of the 8 that he's hit this season. One thing that surprises me is where his odds are at. I got him at plus 950. I just checked a minute ago. He's plus 1,000 dead even, which is wild to me. Going up
Who's
against...
Who's he play for?
He plays for the Baltimore Orioles, a team that struggled for a big portion of the season, but he's been one of their best hitters. He's one of the hottest hitters in all of baseball. He had like back-to-back multi-hit games just over the course of the weekend. Dude's been hitting it well all season. Palante, who was very good early in the season at not giving up home runs, has regressed massively over the last couple of games. He's up to 1.3 homers per 9. Most of them are coming against lefties. He throws his 4-seam 70% of the time to left-handers. He's given up 4 homers against. All 8 of O'Hearn's home runs this season have come against right-handed 4-seamers. He's slugging 944 against right-handed 4-seamers. Absurd stuff. I've got him at plus 950. Jarren Duran, plus 450. He's going to see a lot of cutters today. Aaron Savali has only started 2 games so far this season. He's a guy we have a lot of info on, though. He's a cutter pitcher. Duran has a couple homers against cutters. He's hitting over 600, slugging over 600 against cutters this season. Someone else maybe to pay attention to is Wilyer Abreu in that game. And then finally for me, the 4th leg of this, I'm going to parlay all of these together, and I'm also going to run them as a round robin. Ketel Marte, plus 290. He'll be seeing a lot of 4-seamers tonight. He's going up against this kid that is Mike Burrows. We don't have a ton of information about him. Gave up a couple homers so far this year, but he throws predominantly 4-seamers to lefties. Ketel Marte has been on fire against right-handed 4-seamers since coming off the DL or the IL as it is now. 5 homers against them. He's slugging over 1,000 against right-handed 4-seamers, batting 467. He's coming in at plus 290. You pair all those together, you get a 4-leg home run parlay at plus 62,000. I'm running that tonight as my DK no sweat. I'm looking for my first 4-legger of the season. I've already got 3 3-leggers. Why not get a 4th?
I love it, dude. Moody, I love the knowledge you're dropping too. The prep on it. It's like, I mean, wow. I mean, I'm learning something, man. I love it.
And I got one more. If somebody doesn't want to run the home run parlays, understand they're hyper volatile. This is one of the more volatile betting markets you can have. Also have the Astros and Dodgers money line. I'm running, Astros Dodgers money line. I love Houston tonight. My guy Hunter Brown, I think one of the best pitchers in all of baseball. He's on the hill, and then of course the Dodgers. It speaks for themselves. They ball out.
Did you parlay them or just take them individually?
I took the Dodgers plus 130 on their own, and then actually I don't have my tickets here. And then I'm gonna do Houston. I'm gonna parlay those together, and then I may run Houston alternate. I'm debating on that. I haven't put that in just yet, but those are the other 2 that I like on the money.
The Hunter Brown, I believe. Didn't you say 1-0 final in that Hunter Brown DeGrom game?
Yeah, so like a couple weeks ago, you couldn't have predicted a game any better, to be honest. I had them both on the K's. I also gave out a Texas Rangers 1-0 exact score. That's exactly how the game finished. The only thing that I got wrong is I went Aroldis Garcia instead of Jake Berger homer in that game. Also predicted that the first run would be in the seventh inning. It happened in the sixth on a Jake Berger home run. I was this close to putting together possibly the greatest bet I've ever done. But regardless, came away with the 20-1 exacta. That was pretty cool. And I love Hunter Brown. He's one of my favorite pitchers in baseball. I think he's going to be good again tonight.
All right, good stuff. Love the Moody baseball stuff on DraftKings, and Moody followed it very, very sharp, as always. A lot of stuff. So tonight, I don't know what I signed up for, Moody, because these After Dark streams are so crazy. You know, tonight, so Tate just announced what it is. The only thing he told me was be prepared to run. I said, okay, I can do that, because I've definitely been doing a lot of that. Tonight,
I have an idea. Oh, okay, go ahead.
He said the Stool After Dark, we're locked in the Planet Fitness gym with an arcade claw machine with 100 keys. One key freezes, 99 doesn't. Each wrong key we try, we spin the wheel, which is 29 weightlifting challenges and 70 miles. And it's me, Kadick, and Nikki Smokes. I mean, I have a feeling like both of them are really strong, Kadick especially, but Smokes can lift too. So I have a strong feeling I'm going to be the one running the miles here, and they're going to be lifting.
Yeah. How many miles did you just say?
Well, I mean, if we don't get the right key, it could be seven. If there's 100 possible outcomes, it was 70 miles and 29 weight challenges. I mean, I told him I could be prepared to run like 10 to 15.
Yeah, 70 is absurd. I mean, that's just, I don't know. No one at Barstool can run 70 miles.
No. I mean, I can if I really push it, I've done 2 halves this year. I told him I can run like 10 to 15, but anything beyond that's gonna be. I mean, that's a lot, you know.
Yeah, that's crazy. Well, you better be ready to run tonight. I know you've been losing the weight. What'd you check in today? 220?
Dude, 220.6, man. That was crazy.
I'll tell you this. You are 10 pounds heavier than I am right now, which is crazy.
Well, usually we've been friends 10 years, and I've had 50 to 60 on you our entire friendship.
There was or more. When we met, you were at least 100 pounds heavier than me.
Yeah.
And for it to have come down to that point, I'm really proud of you, man. I know you've been putting in the work. You've been grinding. And, I mean, there's not a lot of people that are willing to do that, especially when it kind of gets away from you like it had at one point, and you've brought it all the way back. It's just so damn impressive, man. I really, really am proud of you for grinding and making it happen. It's pretty badass.
Yeah, thank you, man. It's been crazy. I was 258 January 2nd, so 38 in less than 5 months is like, I didn't even know that was possible. I mean, that is wild. That is a wild amount. And the craziest thing is I was 230 on May 1st. So, I mean, I've lost like 10 this month. I mean, like, I've been losing like 5 to 7 steady. I hadn't had a month where the first month I lost 9, but that makes sense because the very beginning, it flies off. But, man, it's freaking wild. So, I ran a 10K yesterday.
And you've been pretty much just staying away from the carbs, obviously.
Yeah, I'm on that keto real strong. I mean, I'm doing good on the diet stuff. I mean, I might make one mistake every 2 weeks. I'll say, over the weekend, I had one mistake. I ate Locke's bagel at this Tilly's Bagels, new bagel spot in Chicago, and it was like a sourdough bagel, Moody. It was like better than any bagel in New York. It was crazy how good it was. So I enjoyed it. But
that sounds awesome.
We're on it, and had a big. Yeah, man, everything's good. Excited for the NCAA tournament. We're going to get Peyton Chatinier on here tomorrow previewing the NCAA tourney, which will be a lot of fun. I'm pumped about going to the Ole Miss Regional Saturday, Sunday, though.
Right now, if you had to pick a team that you think is going to win the College World Series, I know we got to go through all these regionals, super regionals. Just who do you think is and should be the favorite at this point?
Man, my thing is I would take LSU. And I'll tell you why, even though they lost 2-0 to Ole Miss and Hoover, it's just the 1-2 combo of Cade Anderson and Anthony Hyanson. I don't think anybody's beating them in their park going to Omaha. They got like Dallas Baptist, Rhode Island, and Little Rock. Dallas Baptist is pretty good, but and then they'd play Clemson at home in a super. But then when they get to Omaha, I think they can have an Anderson and Hyanson. I think they can win, possibly win their first 2 games. And that would give them a good chance to make the title. There's some stuff that was interesting in the draw. Tennessee and Arkansas have to play a super regional, which is brutal because how good both those teams are. So one of them's not going to Omaha. So I thought that was a tough break. Vandy's the 1 seed. They're red hot. I mean, they got a really good chance for sure. They're matched up with the Southern Miss Regional, which will be Southern Miss or Bama in the Super. But, you got to like what they're doing, the way they won the SEC tournament, and they closed so strong. Texas is really good, but I still just, without Spencer, their ace. I mean, I think they might can make Omaha. I just don't think they can necessarily win it. Either Arkansas or Tennessee is capable. It's just hard to pick one when you know one of them's not going to Omaha. But both of them, I certainly think are capable too.
The only problem for Arkansas is they never get it done, man. Like they had ever since I was in high school, Arkansas will have great teams and they never really get it done. And that's been that way for basketball, football, it doesn't really matter. Arkansas is just one of those snake-bitten schools, it feels like, that's never been able to get over the hump and grab the glory. So, I'll be shocked if Arkansas is the one at the end, but they got a great offense, man. They can score a lot of runs. That's a very competitive lineup top to bottom. I agree with you, though. I think it's LSU. They're the most complete team in the country without Texas having their stud ace. I think LSU is probably the most complete team in the country, and they're the most competitive late in ball games. That has got to be the toughest damn team to put away. So I don't know. I think LSU should be the favorite, and I would not be surprised if the Tigers come out as champions.
Yeah, that's what I think too. But the seedings came out. Vandy 1, Texas 2. Arkansas 3, Auburn 4, so all SEC top 4. North Carolina 5. Carolina's hosting a regional. They're matched up with the Oregon Regional and Super, so Carolina has a great chance to make the College World Series. LSU 6, Georgia 7, and Oregon State 8. Georgia, it was 50-50 whether Ole Miss was going to have to go to LSU or Georgia in the Super. It's the 10 seed, so I thought that was great for the Rebels that they got Georgia because you just heard what we think about LSU. So I think Ole Miss has a very legit shot to get to Omaha, which would be incredible. But can't wait for the tournament. The ESPN Squeeze Play is like the red zone for college baseball. Moody, there's 32 games on Friday and Saturday. I mean, it's like the best thing. It's like the red zone for college baseball. It's the best thing ever.
I'm excited for it. I'm one of these just fair weather fans that whenever it comes time, when it gets down to the nitty gritty, I do it with the NBA, the NHL. The only two sports I actually watch are the MLB and the NFL. But when it's time to like watch the best of the best compete, I think college baseball truly is one of the most exciting sports out there. I mean, it's just these next couple weekends will be sensational.
Yeah, man. So super excited about that. And a couple other things I kind of mentioned in the opening, but, it was cool seeing AC/DC Soldier Field Saturday. Like, I got to see some legends. Cool show. Really enjoyed that. And then the poker return Sunday. God, man. That MSPT. I played this 11-10 at Ameristar East Chicago. They got like 600 people. Moody is just so, I don't know how I used to do that for a living, man. I just like, dude, you start with 30K. After dinner, I headed up to like 115 at 1K, 2K, like doing really good. And I raised pocket jacks, and I get re-raised by this dude I've been battling with a good bit. So I called the re-raise, but to be careful. My read wasn't that he was so tight that he had to have like a super premium. I might have folded. And the flop just comes Queen Jack 4 rainbow, and I flop middle set. I'm just like, dude, let's go. I check, he bets, I just slow playing call. Turns an 8, I check, he shoves all in, I snap call, throw my hand like, suck it, dude. And then he just rolls over pocket queens. Dude, that's over brutal, top set to middle set and a heads up pot. I don't know who follows poker, but I mean, it was one of the most. That's one of those, and it was for like 240 or 250K. I mean, it was literally for the chip lead pot in the tournament. 8 hours in.
Well, I know it sucks, and this is one of the things with poker, right? You make the right play, and you can still lose sometimes, and that's the brutal part. Of
that
poker.
is
So obviously you feel like you played.
That might have been one of the most brutal hands I've seen in 5 to 7 years. I mean,
that's tough, man.
That one cooked me, but what are you gonna do? That's why I have this job. But yeah, and then I just chilled Memorial Day, took it easy. I've got a really big stretch coming up with this whole. I didn't even know I was doing the Ole Miss Regional, and I got talked into it. Grove Collective's throwing this big bash on Saturday too. I'm gonna be a part of, and so I'm excited to make Oxford Saturday, Sunday, and then we got next week we got this Widespread Panic run in Chicago Theater Wednesday through Friday. So it's about to be a really big stretch coming up. So. A lot to be excited about as always. Ready for the weather though, Moody. It's still friggin' windy and cold here. It's friggin' late May.
Hate it for you. It's like 85, 88 here right now. So it's I hate that for you.
But yeah, it's got to be coming soon. But well, we're going to do a big time NCAA tournament breakdown with Peyton Chottier tomorrow. I'm super excited about. We'll get all the odds out. As the week goes on, we'll have regional odds and future odds. They got the futures odds out on Tidal right now, but they'll have all kinds of odds, and we're going to do a super heavy breakdown of that. Great time to deposit with DraftKings with the college baseball tournament starting on Friday. I mean, they got everything. Whether you got odds to win regionals, over-unders, run lines. I mean, no better time to deposit and fire on the NCAA tournament than right now with all this draft.
Speaking of DraftKings, just found out Ketel Marte not going to play tonight. So make that 4-legger a 3-legger. You could substitute Corbin Carroll if you wanted to. Similar stats.
I'm going to do 3. So the 3, repeat it, Shohei Ohtani, Jaden Duran,
Ryan O'Hearn, and Jarren Duran. Those are those. Okay. Yeah, Jarren Duran.
That's the Moody home run, no sweat part.
And then P-Dub just said, no shout out to the pilots.
Let's shout the pilots out.
Let's give a little love to the undefeated 56-0 LSU Shreveport Pilots dominating NAIA baseball. Shout out to Brad Neffendorf, the head coach there, Lucas Morgan at LSUS. They've done a sensational job of building that program. Brad deserves tons and tons of credit for what he has done since getting to LSUS. There's a chance that they go undefeated and win the college or the NAIA World Series. It would be the first time at any level a team has just gone undefeated the entire season. I don't give a damn what level it is.
Baseball. Dude, baseball, how do you do that? Dude, baseball's the most variant. Baseball and hockey are the most variant sports where anybody can win any night. I mean, to be 56-0 is the craziest thing I've ever seen. I know they won their first 2, and they're in the NAIA World Series right now, and they won their first 2.
Yeah, won their first 2, just beat Hope International. I think 6-3 was the final. So shout out to LSUS. They're attempting to do something that essentially no college baseball team has ever done. Still got their work cut out for them, but when you start winning these first couple, it allows you to set your pitching up down the stretch. So they're in a good spot, and certainly they got to be the most confident team right now. So shout out to them. Brad Neffendorf deserves a ton of credit, and good luck to the Pilots.
Yeah, man, and hell yeah. I'm glad to shout them out. Do you have any opinions on the New York at Indiana tonight? We got a big crew, Stephen Shea and Memes, and we have a big Barstool crew going. The Knicks came back from 20 down in Game 3 to maybe make it a series.
I'll be honest. I personally couldn't care less. I'm done. I'm kind of out on the NBA.
I know. I am too, man. I'm out. Like I will say I watched the second half of Thunder Wolves last night, and the Thunder pulled it out by 2 to take a 3-1 lead. But yeah, I thought the same. I'm kind of the same way. I'm kind of out on it too. I'm just excited.
I wish I wasn't, because I used to love the NBA growing up, and I don't know. I mean, and it's happened to a ton of fans because obviously they were rated.
I was watching last night, and I was like, I just don't care. Like I literally just don't. I had it on because I was like, okay, I'll watch something. But all I care about is the NCAA tournament starting in college baseball, sports-wise right now, especially with Ole Miss being back in as the 10 seed. Well, awesome, man. Well, as always, shout out. Dude, got our Dude Wipes. Got our Stella Blue. Still drinking the iced coffee in the afternoon. You can get Dude Wipes, Walmart, Target, Amazon, all over the World Wide Web. And, iced coffee late afternoon. Why not? I got to get wired up for Still After Dark tonight. Join us tonight. I believe it starts at 7 with Nikki Smokes, Kadick, and Tate. I hope I'm not running miles all night, but we shall see. We'll be back tomorrow at 4 o'clock. Thanks for watching Wake Up Mintzy at 4 p.m. Fitting.